obviously with Jalen going down in second half, and obviously, as a kind of the defensive architect of this defense, how much did Jalen kind of force you to go back to the drawing board, maybe tweak some things that you intended to do in the season?
Well, it doesn't make you go back to the drawing board and tweak the system at all. I mean, you just might have to use parts of it a little bit more than you had planned to, or you just have to always compensate. You know, have a versatile system. You don't have to go back to the drawing board. We've got to find players to step up and play good in his absence, and go from there. What's that? Channing's working every day to get better, get a better understanding of the defense. Once he gets a better understanding, I think his talent will flourish.
You mentioned finding guys to compensate for the loss of Jalen. What have you seen from two young cornerbacks, Cam Smith and Noah Higbee?
Who's the second one?
Noah Higbee.
Yeah, I think both of them are making good progress. They're not where we need them to be just yet, but I think both of them are working hard and giving us good progress. And hopefully by game one of them or somebody else will surface and take that position.
What's one thing that you've been encouraged by so far, and what's one thing that you think can
I think we have some good talent in some positions. We need to find guys to be able to execute and play good in all 11 positions, and we're working to get that done. So we're not a finished product by any means, but I do like where we're headed.
What have you seen from Christian Wilkins in the first couple, 7 practices of camp, and how good do you think he can be in this defense?
Yeah, Christian was a guy that I really liked the year he came out in the draft, and he's exceeded my expectations. He works really hard in practice. He grinds. He's talented, and with his talent and work ethic, he's one of the top players in the league.
In the offseason, one thing that kind of stood out to maybe media and fans is the team not adding like a clear backup nose tackle to Raekwon. I'm just curious how you see that position, and are there guys who you think can play like that 0-1 type?
Yeah, we're happy with Zach, Christian, and Raekwon. We need to find 3 other guys to surface as the 4th, 5th, and 6th defensive linemen, and so far nobody has done that. So that's an area that we need to get better at.
A couple guys with some position versatility. Want to know your thoughts on Agba, both handing the ground and standing up, as well as Van Ginkel inside and outside.
Yeah, I think Van Ginkel's done a great job for us since we moved him to inside as part-time. He's still outside also. He's picked it up really well. His football instincts and acumen flourish in there. He's done a really good job for a guy. That's a hard transition for a guy to move from an on-the-ball position to an off-the-ball position. And he's done very well with it, and it's going to give us some good versatility throughout this season. Agba's, we're moving him back and forth between the outside and inside. In nickel, he could be a guy that could rush from the outside. And in base defense, we're trying him inside just because we still haven't found a 4th, 5th, or 6th D lineman.
Hey, Vic, from the front 7 standpoint, the personnel you have seems to give you a lot of variety, a lot of flexibility to do a lot of different things with them on the field.
Yeah, I mean, Jalen's versatile. Bradley's versatile. I think Zach and Christian can play anywhere along the front. And then our inside backers are off the ball, and we can align them where we want or need to. So, yeah, there is some versatility there.
Big at safety, we've seen obviously Javon's kind of the headliner. Guys added Deshaun Elliott. We've seen Brandon Jones, Williams come out from their injuries. How much do you think this defense could really make use of 3 safety packages to kind of move those guys around?
Not right now. We're still looking for the guy to surface next to Javon. So once we find that, then we'll see if we have a third one.
What do you think on that note of Brandon Jones, his skill set's translation to your skill?
Yeah, we've just seen very little of Brandon. He's on a choreographed work schedule coming off of his injury. He's gotten a few plays here this week. He's really not done enough to know, but I am encouraged by where he's headed physically.
Vic, how's this camp been for you, big picture? Obviously working with, younger guys, and head coach and Mike McDaniel and new position coaches.
It's been great with the coaches on defense. They've done a great job. They've dove into learning the system and doing a great job of coaching those guys. Obviously, adjusting to the camp schedule here, it's a little different than what I've been used to. And so that's always a work in progress for me.
What do you like in Trill Williams at safety, and can he still maybe play corner?
I don't know, because again, he's similar to Brandon. He's on a very limited work schedule right now. Really haven't seen much of him.
We've seen the first 2 weeks. I just noticed you throwing some challenge flags and red and yellow flags. Were you kind of playing part-time ref, or what was the story behind that?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, this team last year was the worst in the league on offense and defense and penalties. So to correct that, you have to emphasize it. You just can't hope it happens. So since we didn't have referees out there for the first few days, I became the referee.
What are your thoughts on what Eli Apple has put on film in his career?
I haven't watched him a lot in his career, but I am pleased with what he's shown since he's gotten here. And he was a good pickup for us, in light of Jalen's injury, and glad we were able to get him.
How was David Long taking to the defense and kind of helped you guys on that side of the ball?
He's had ups and downs. He's made some really good plays, and then some other plays we need to get him honed in on better. And he's working hard to do that. But, you can't just have flash plays. You got to have good plays all the time.
Vic, I know you had mentioned that during your sabbatical, you watched a lot of NFL, kind of looking at new offensive concepts. Did you go out to the college game or anywhere else, just kind of take in some new stuff?
Not really. I mean, I watched college football on TV, but I didn't study it.
Being a former head coach, do you want to offer Mike McDaniel any of things you picked up on, or do you want to stick to defensive coordinator role?
Well, I'm there for any time Mike wants to use me as a resource, and he does that on occasion. I've got my hands full trying to run the defense, and I'm not going to try and impose my will on things. But Mike's not reluctant to ask an opinion, and if he wants to use it, he can. If he doesn't, he doesn't.
What have you learned from your experience as a head coach? What do you take from what you gained in Denver that makes you a better coach now?
I don't know that there's anything along those lines, because I was still the defensive coordinator in Denver. I still ran it and called it. So it's not like I was away from doing that for 3 years and came back to it. Other than that, not a lot, other than you don't want to be the head coach during COVID.
When you face Mike's offense and his offense on a daily basis, where do they test you the most?
A lot of pre-snap movement, a lot of formation variation. They have versatile guys on offense, and they do a good job schematically, with the run game and the pass game, marrying it together, just like everybody knows. And they've, with those wide receivers, it's a challenge. So it's a good offense to work against.
What do you think your defense gives him? Where do you think it gives him the biggest challenge?
Oh, I don't know. You guys talk to him every day. You can ask him that.
We see Bradley Chubb and Jalen Phillips work together.
What's
off to the
that?
side. We see Chubb and Phillips working off to the side before practice every day. How do those two guys make each other better?
Just probably talking with each other, what they're seeing, what they're feeling, what their experiences are, and just on a daily basis or a big picture basis, just talking the position and the nuances of it.
Vic, any skills for quarterbacks in this system, maybe underrated, the normal quarterback traits, anything in your system specifically that is an undervalued trait?
No, I think we're pretty much looking for in corners what most teams are looking for in corners. Obviously, coverability is a top priority, and we got to have corners that can tackle, because you can't play good run defense without corners that tackle, because eventually the ball's going to get out there, and so we've got to be able to cover and tackle. It's a hard position to play in the NFL. That's why the good ones get paid a lot of money.
Would there be a higher importance in route recognition than
Yeah, route recognition is part of it, especially when you're playing some zone. But route recognition is important in man too. So Yeah, all of that goes into it for sure.
Javon Holland, how was he impressed? You probably answered that, but I'm here for the second day.
Yeah, he's been very impressive. He's another guy that I really liked in the draft the year he came out, and he hasn't disappointed one bit. I think he's a hell of a player and should just get better and better every day, every year, and should be a top safety in this league.